long before the global spice trade mapped the contours of the modern world, and centuries before the discovery of penicillin, one of the most fiercely controlled substances on Earth was not a metal, not a spice, but a teardrop. Imagine a resin so rare it was literally weighed against gold. The secret obsession of Roman emperors, the prized treasure of Ottoman sultans, the most jealously controlled commodity of Genoese merchants. It was protected by fortress walls and laws so severe that smuggling even a handful could cost you your life. Despite every attempt to replicate it, to transplant it, to steal its secret, this substance refused to yield. It would only reveal itself in one impossibly specific corner of the earth. This ancient resin is known as Chios Mastic, and its story bridges the deep intuition of the ancients with the rigorous evidence of modern science. The healers who came first. What does it mean when a remedy survives 2,500 years? Hippocrates documented mastic's properties long before the Roman Empire reached its peak, prescribing it for oral hygiene and the healing of battlefield wounds. For centuries, this was dismissed as folk wisdom. Modern science has since reconsidered. A study in the archives of oral biology measured what happens when people chew mastic over time. From the first 15 minutes, researchers observed a meaningful reduction in Streptococcus mutans, the primary bacterium responsible for tooth decay. The effect did not stop there. It continued to intensify at 45, 75, 105, and 135 minutes, suggesting the antibacterial action builds progressively, not a dramatic single moment, but a slow, cumulative reclaiming of the oral environment. The powers that controlled it. As the Roman Empire fell, mastic simply changed hands. In the 14th century, the Genoese established firm control over Chios and built the Mastichocoria, the mastic villages, defensive labyrinths of interconnected rooftops and watchtowers, all of it designed to protect one thing: the harvest. Under Ottoman rule, mastic became a reserve of the Sultan's court. Penalties for unauthorized possession were severe and enforcement absolute. This was not a war fought exclusively over mastic. Empires had larger concerns. But whoever controlled Chios controlled something that could not be recreated anywhere else on Earth. Make sure to subscribe to join our journey because there are many more profound stories just like this one, waiting to be uncovered. The Geographical Enigma. Which brings us to the question that still quietly unsettles botanists. The Pistacia lentiscus grows freely across the entire Mediterranean, Spain, Italy, North Africa, Greece. Yet only one place on Earth produces mastic, the southern villages of Chios. Plant a tree a few miles north on the same island. It will grow. It will thrive. It will never produce a single drop of mastic. A 2022 review in the World Journal of Diabetes confirmed this exclusivity has persisted despite centuries of attempts to replicate it elsewhere, attributing it to a unique microclimate, underwater volcanic activity, dry limestone-rich soil, and the specific maritime winds of the southern Aegean. Alter any single variable, and the tree falls silent. The harvest. To watch the harvest of mastic is to step outside of time. Late summer in the Mastichocoria arrives dry and still, carrying the faint resinous scent that signals the season has begun. Growers move through the groves at dawn, spreading white calcium carbonate powder beneath each tree like a clean canvas. Then comes the kentos, shallow, deliberate incisions into the bark. Over hours, the Mediterranean sun hardens them into pale golden crystals. The tree responds almost immediately, beginning to weep. Pale, translucent drops fall in silence onto the powder below, the air turning faintly piney, faintly sweet. They are then collected, cleaned, and sorted entirely by hand, in open courtyards, in the same light that has always fallen on this island. A process unchanged for millennia, a craft no machine has replaced. What modern science found. When biochemists analyzed these crystals, they found not one compound, but more than 80, a dense network of antioxidant and anti-inflammatory molecules working in coordinated synergy. The first major signal came in 1998 in a letter published in the New England Journal of Medicine. In laboratory conditions, mastic demonstrated direct bactericidal activity against Helicobacter pylori, the pathogen behind most peptic ulcers, at extraordinarily low concentrations, as little as 0.0075 to 0.06 milligrams per milliliter, and crucially, the effect held even against antibiotic-resistant strains. In 2015, the European Medicines Agency officially recognized mastic as a traditional herbal medicine for mild digestive complaints. A 2023 review in the International Journal of Molecular Sciences then found that multiple clinical trials in Crohn's disease patients showed reductions in inflammatory cytokines and measurable symptomatic improvement, with mastic appearing to act across several inflammatory pathways simultaneously. And a 2024 review in Nutrients, synthesizing trials from 8 weeks to 18 months, found consistent improvements in LDL cholesterol, triglycerides, and oxidative stress markers, particularly in individuals with obesity or hypertension. Not a single trial in the review reported adverse side effects. How to use it. The most traditional method, chew the natural tears like a hard gum, letting the essential oils release slowly into the mouth. Or freeze the small crystals, blend them to a powder, and stir into yogurt, a smoothie, or a salad dressing. For the subtlest approach, place a few crystals in cold water overnight. By morning, something cool, faintly fragrant, and quietly medicinal that generations before you have trusted. When buying, always look for the EU-protected designation of origin seal. The market contains cheap pine resin imitations. The PDO seal is your guarantee of the real thing. The teardrops that outlasted empires. From the handwritten prescriptions of Hippocrates to the peer-reviewed pages of the New England Journal of Medicine. From the watchtowers of the Mastichocoria to the analytical laboratories of modern biochemistry. How many other things do we know but not yet understand? As the sun sets over the Aegean, the trees of Chios continue to weep their golden tears, exactly as they have for 3,000 years, silent witnesses to every empire that rose and fell around them. In a world rushing toward the synthetic and the artificial, perhaps the most profound healing is not waiting to be invented. Perhaps it is already here, in the teardrops of ancient trees. If this story stayed with you, share it with someone who believes the natural world still holds answers we haven't thought to ask for. And subscribe, because there are many more stories like this one, hiding in plain sight.